I am doing some assigned work. I was told to watch a video and we're going to watch it together. I've never watched this video and I'm going to critique it. So let me know what you think about this type of video in the comments. So to set the stage here, I do deals. I sell other people's businesses. I've been doing it for some time. I lead a team of brokers. I'm a CBI. I'm a CMAP. I've got some alphabet soup behind my name. And I only share that just to kind of set the stage that I am serving business owners and their exits. I do dozens of deals all the time on a regular basis, and I know what business owners go through. Obviously, I'm a little biased, but I believe in the value of intermediaries. And so it was suggested to me to watch this video, and we're going to watch it together. And all I know right now is the title. So let's share my screen here. This is Roland Frazier. Title is Don't Use a Business Broker.
And so
Let's see what Roland
a
has to
lot of
say.
people believe that businesses to acquire can be found through online or offline brokers of businesses. And the truth is that those are really the worst deals for you to think about buying. And here's why.
All right. So offline deals that are listed are not great deals. The first salient point that he's making, there's maybe some truth to that. Let's explore a little bit farther.
When you think about when you list a house, because many people, I think, that are listening have gone through the process of owning or selling a house. And if you haven't, then this will still, I think, hopefully help be a good analogy. But whether it's a business or a house or a piece of real estate, when you first think about selling, you're thinking about what it's worth. And you're typically thinking that it's worth more than it's worth because it's your baby or it's your house. It's the business that you started from scratch, or it's the house that you loved and grew up in and your kids were born in, and, or you got married in, or whatever. It's a higher expectation of what you're going to be able to get generally when you first think about selling anything, car, jewelry, anything, than what happens once you've been on the market for a while. So when a business broker is
100% correct. Most business owners, I would imagine most homeowners, I don't sell other people's homes, but most business owners are going to inflate the value of their business. It's worth the most to them. So I agree with Roland so far.
Is going to someone and saying, hey, I'd like to list your business for sale. Or when someone comes to a business broker and says, I'd like to sell my business or house or whatever, right? The person who's the representative, the broker, is typically going to say, what do you want for it? And then the person who's selling is going to say either, I don't know, what do you think I can get? Or they're going to say, I want X. And the broker then has to figure out how can they keep the seller's expectations reasonable, but also how can they get the deal, because they need to get the listing. And they're not going to get the listing by saying, well, it's probably going to take a couple of years, and I don't know that you're going to get anywhere close to what you're thinking you want for it. So there's a compulsion to allow somebody to start out by listing a business or a property.
Okay, let's dig into this. So Roland's points here is it takes 2 years to sell a business, and brokers will list it at what I think he's going towards. Brokers are incentivized to list at we'll call it the emotional price that business owners want. The research indicates it's not 2 years. That would be a very, very large deal if it took 2 years. Most IBBA indicates it's 6 to 9 months, maybe 9 to 12 months for a lower middle market or a upper Main Street size deal. I'm hoping he's going to say that great business brokers will manage business owners' expectation and educate them. But I don't know where he's going, so let's find out together.
Anything for sale for a higher price than the person who's selling it actually thinks they can get for it. And that creates an expectation in the seller that they're going to get more for it than it's worth. So you're fighting against the expectation of the seller in that case. Now, also, when they're listed with a broker, they're going to need to get enough to do whatever it is that they want to do after the sale. And they're going to be thinking and entering into the calculus of that decision how much they're going to have to pay the broker. And so if the broker's going to get a 10% commission and they need $1 million and they sell for $1 million, they're going to find themselves $100,000 short, right? So that's a challenge. Now, as time goes on, and as the broker who's listed the business brings them offers or doesn't, if no offers come in, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, I guess I'm not going to get anywhere close to what I wanted for this business. And when they do get offers, they're likely to be significantly less than the asking price. So that will also help them. Daggone it, why do people keep coming in and offering me, lowballing me and not giving me enough money?
Okay, let's pause again. So, a couple more points here. And the first point I heard was the seller will factor in the broker's price and their net proceeds essentially. And he's correct here. I think any owner should calculate what their walkaway value is, and that's what quality brokers will do in those early conversations with business owners is, what does success look like for you? What would you walk away with here? Now, the idea of knocking the price down as the deal moves forward, that comes back to, did you go to market at the right price? I'll get back to the research. The IBBA indicates that Main Street deals sell for 90+% of benchmark price. The question is, what is benchmark price? If it's, hey, whatever you want, let's go to market, that's not the benchmark price. If a quality valuation has been done, then the chances are it'll sell close to what the broker told the owner to sell for. So constant price reductions are typically happen when a business is overpriced. So I think the takeaways at this stage are just, yeah. I think that Roland, his bio was recovering attorney of some sort. Attorneys like to get paid, and so do business brokers. And hopefully both of those professionals add more value than they charge. Attorneys tend to charge by the hour, and brokers tend to work on a success fee. So they get all their compensation towards the end is typically how most brokers work. But yeah, you should definitely factor in, if you're a business owner, the cost to sell the business. And broker fees, attorney fees are definitely a part of that process. I would also argue that owners, and maybe he'll go here, owners that sell without a broker probably will not get the benchmark price, because it's a full job to sell a business. And typically, if they try and do it themselves, their business tends to decline, hurting the value. But let's proceed.
For my business, because it's worth so much more. But the truth is, the market determines what the business is worth. So
Yeah.
if you have someone who has received multiple offers that are not close to what they have asked for the business, and they've turned those offers down, that is going to be helpful to you, but you're still going to be paying the highest possible price that the broker can get, because the broker's job is to create an auction environment where as many buyers as possible are competing to buy the business for the highest price possible, and they're competing against each other. Wouldn't it be better if you could find off-market deals that are not listed, or deals that were listed but the listing has expired so that they are no longer listed, but they have gone through the expectation curve process so that they're much more reasonable in what they'll accept? And keep in mind that 80% of businesses that are listed do not sell. So
True.
In thinking about how do you start the research and outreach process, one thing you could do is you could find businesses through online business sites like Biz Buy Sell, or even Flippa, that have been listed where the listing has expired, if that information is available, or that were listed a long time ago if the listing date is available. But that's still, to me, one of the hardest ways to find businesses. I think it's much easier to do it organically. You're probably not going to find businesses by running an ad and saying, I want to buy businesses. You're probably not going to buy businesses by having a marketing funnel and running ads to that and then sending people through that funnel, because it's a very personal process. And there's just, even though there are millions and millions of businesses that are for sale at any given time throughout the world, there are not really efficient markets for listing and finding those. They're very inefficient. So most of this is happening through word of mouth and through networking. So you just have to understand.
I would have to agree with Roland on this point. If you are looking to buy a business, looking on listing sites, you will find businesses that are going to probably sell, if they're quality listings, at the most probable sales price. If you're looking for a deal as a business buyer and you're not looking to pay a market rate, but you're looking for, like a house flipper typically looks for a home that has room for improvement so that they can do some arbitrage and what the end price and the exit price. If you find that business on the open market, that's going to be hard to find any meat on the bone, essentially. Most businesses that are quality business that go to market and sell typically do sell at a most probable sales price, especially if they're represented by a broker. So for business buyers seeking deals, I think Roland's probably right here that the listing sites, you're probably not going to find the ones that need a little bit of love. If so, then they're probably on the discount and just know what you're getting into. But the quality businesses that make money, have teams, and are going in a market auction style, as he describes it, yeah, probably not. You're probably going to pay market price for those, but they may also be SBA financeable. That's another notion to think about.
And that if you really want to find the best deals, you're going to have to do it through networking. Now, the good news is that networking doesn't necessarily mean you have to join a networking group because you hate that, or go to the Chamber of Commerce meeting or the Lions or Elks or wherever it is that people are gathering. But you can do those things. And the more that you meet people and tell them what you're doing, I'm an investor. I'm always interested in buying and selling businesses, particularly right now, looking for one that's in the Pacific Northwest that sells soap products, right? Whatever it is that you're looking for. More people you tell that, the more likely that someone is going to know someone who knows someone who's going to refer you somebody who has that business you're looking for sale. So network is really critical. So some of the places that you might think about looking for that would include just friends and family. One of the deals that one of my friends bought was a retail store that his 9-year-old son told him about. His 9-year-old son said, Dad, the store's closing. It's one of my favorite stores. I hate to see it close. Is there anything that you could do to help keep it up? Angel groups. There's
Fast forwarding a little bit here. So I would agree with Roland. So interestingly, what business brokers do is exactly what Roland's talking about. When we are looking for owners who are considering their options for exit, we are networking. We're primarily talking to their attorneys, their bankers, their CPAs, and we're doing our own marketing. We're mailing out direct mail. We're doing email campaigns. We're just letting every business owner out there know that if they want representation, that there are business brokers there to serve them, to manage that process, to run this auction process. And business buyers can do the same thing. So I would agree with Roland here. Let's see if there's some points here towards the end of the video that we can wrap up with.
All kinds of places that you can go. You can ask your contractors, your employees. You can ask consultants in the area. You can ask mastermind people. You can join masterminds. You can go to entrepreneurs organization, EO meetings, or YPO, young presidents organization meetings. There's all of those places. Ask investment bankers, ask business appraisers, ask accountants, attorneys, financial planners, wealth advisors, all of those kinds of things, trade associations, trade shows. You plug yourself in. The more you plug yourself into the industries that you're interested in doing acquisitions in, the more likely you're going to get referrals. The more you let the world know that you're interested in making an acquisition, the more likelihood that you will get a referral. If you want a lot of
pretty straightforward advice from Roland. I didn't know what to expect going into this video, but I don't really have a lot of bad things to say. If you are a business buyer looking to buy a business, know that if you're going to go to the open market and work with a business that's represented by a business broker, chances are there's been some packaging done. Hopefully there's been some expectation management done, and it's probably not going to be at a discount if it's not an off-market deal. On the flip side of that, if you're going to sell your business directly and you're going to work directly with an investor, you heard Roland talk about investors, whether it's an somebody that's looking to own or operate your business, or there's a lot of folks that are just looking for passive income. Think about how your business would translate, and if it could translate into passive income. How much money would someone have to spend to install a manager to replace you? if you are an owner-operated manager of your business. These are the types of conversations that we have with business owners before we go to market. It's interesting to hear Roland's take on what investors are looking for, what business buyers are looking for. And I see a lot of parallels with real estate investing as far as finding businesses for sale, how business buyers find businesses versus how real estate investors buy businesses. Fun watch. I hope you enjoyed watching this with me. Let me know what other videos I should watch with you. This is Neal Isaacs, the Raleigh Business Broker.